Welcome to Block of the Week for block number 4, and I'm sorry we're a little late this week getting this one done. Things happened, unfortunately. We do have something different this week in that we are using templates, and there is a set of tools called a tri-rec that will do this, but you can, if you don't want to invest in those, cut out your templates from your paper pattern and cut a 4.5-inch strip and actually take masking tape, tape it to the back, tape it to your strip, and cut around it and just move it back and forth. The back and forth will make sense here in a minute when I use the tri-rec tool. So I'm going to do that first because everything else that we're doing this week we have already done before. So I'm not going to bore you with all of those additional details, but you need to cut a 4.5-inch strip from background and a 4.5-inch strip from your dark. There is a long triangle and a kind of a squatty triangle. We're going to use the short or the elongated one from background, and we're going to place that with the 4.5-inch edge right against the outside edge, and we're going to cut. There is a little blunted corner here. We're going to cut that off, and we're going to cut straight, and then we're going to wobble this guy around and cut the other side. And I'm going to lift this and turn it. And it actually is very important that you go ahead and cut that little clip off. Then I'm going to cut here. And then we would continue rotating and clipping, and I actually have already done that. So I have those pieces. Then from my dark, we're going to do the same thing. We need 4 and 4 reversed. With this last one, we left the strip folded in half so that we could get the reverse piece. This one is equilateral, so it doesn't matter. One thing I do want to point out, these templates are not sliding, and part of the reason they're not is I'm using a product called Invisigrip that is a static sticker, and it keeps the rulers from moving around on you. And again, I will put my 4.5-inch edge on an outside and cut. And then I'll flip this around and cut here. Okay, so now I have 4 pieces from my dark. Next thing I'm doing is I'm taking my light and I will sew those to either side of my larger triangle. Please notice the orientation here. You can sew them together this way and they match up, but they don't give us a square. And we definitely want to have a square here. So we're going to take this, fold this over, and what you'll notice is that little triangular cut that we cut off the edge here makes it so that this now lines up with the outside edge here, and we're lining up here. We're going to sew our 1/4-inch seam, press back, sew our 1/4-inch seam, and press back. And I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we'll show you that in a minute. And the next step is going to be to take our 4 7/8-inch squares of medium and background, draw our diagonal line, stitch a 1/4 inch, cut it apart, and we've done that. And we have a little bit darker medium. We'll take dark squares, put those on opposite corners, use our folded corner clipper, stitch, press, other corners, stitch and press. So I'm going to stop now and do that, and then we'll come back and show you the completed block. Okay, so I've got the block sewn together. We have 3 rows. Each one of these should be a 4.5-inch square when you get done sewing it. This one is a little bit different. Most of the time when you use this unit, you have it turned around where the background is down here, and or the larger triangles to the outside. This one is forming the star points. The one thing you need to be most careful about is that you are pressing the seam allowances away from the center so that these points stay pointy. So let me turn that over, and you'll see that these are going out, these are going in. Perfect world measurement is 12.5. and we'll see you next week.